Copium. Essentially, it's a YouTuber who cannot get over a specific character's death, so he makes an entire YouTube video about it. You're welcome. For those chooms and choombas who have seen my channel, you guys already know that I love making theories based off small paragraphs or information that I gather from the source books. Today, we're going to talk about one that is fairly obvious, and one, again, I know that people are thinking that you are just having a hard time coping, my guy. And to be honest, you're probably correct. I just personally think that if they are going to bring a character like David back into the Cyberpunk universe, it's going to have to make sense. For the most part, a lot of us already know that there are characters who have overcome death. We have Altira Cunningham, we have Johnny Silverhand, we have Atom Smasher, and the Emperor himself, Saburo, who comes back to life in the Devil ending. Sorry, spoilers for anyone who hasn't finished the game, but what is it? It's been like 4 years now. Point here is it's not a matter of whether or not David could be alive. The possibility of him being alive is already like 100%, but rather it's a question about whether or not we want him to continue to be around in the Cyberpunk universe. So to me, it has to make sense storytelling wise, and that is what we'll get into throughout this video. Okay, before we get into delusional theory la la land, we have to ask some important questions. First one we want to talk about is it possible for David to be even alive? There are some characters that I brought up. Alt Cunningham, we have Johnny Silverhand, and Atom Smasher. Fun thing about all of them is that they have all survived or somehow overcome death in their own unique ways. So Alt Cunningham was unplugged by Johnny Silverhand, rendering her actual physical body as dead, but her consciousness being trapped in the net allowed her to become a transcendent AI, the one that we see in the video game. Johnny Silverhand's a little bit more straightforward. He gets destroyed by Atom Smasher. Then some way, somehow, Arasaka is able to soul kill him, and now he is a construct that won't shut up when talking in the game. Lastly, we have Atom Smasher, and he gets shot up by some rocket launchers, and he's able to survive this. How? I don't know, plot armor maybe, but essentially what happened was his brain and his heart was somehow still intact, or doctors were still able to somehow put him into a biopod and throw him to a full bore conversion, turning him into the menace that we see in the anime and in the video game. Make that make sense somehow. So to answer the question, is it possible for David to be alive? It's a simple yes. Within the Cyberpunk world, there are characters that have gone through much worse and have been able to overcome death. Now, another question we have to answer is, do we want this? Do we want David to have been able to survive this end scene and this final sequence with Atom Smasher? Now, of course, the thing that has triggered or at least opened the Pandora's box when it comes to David Martinez being alive is when Atom Smasher himself says this.
You could prove an interesting construct.
So with that, reading Reddit posts and Cyberpunk 2077's own forum, there has been a constant debate about whether or not we want this to be a thing. Again, we have already answered the theory or the ability for David to actually become revived within the Cyberpunk world. It is possible in any way you look at it, whether they turn him into an AI, I don't know why they would do that, make him into a construct like Johnny Silverhand, or turn him into a full-blown conversion, which he already kind of was towards the end of the anime. But with all that said, it is important to understand that being able to do something versus actually doing it for the plot or making it make sense within the lore or the storytelling overall. Now, originally, I was of the mind that leaving Edgerunners 100% alone would be the best move, given how complete and how amazing the story already was. However, because of the fact that there has been new sources, especially when it comes to the Cyberpunk Edgerunners handbook that was released early, I think around June this year, I have been able to come up with a possible theory that makes it work when it comes to storytelling when reviving David Martinez. And I think that's the biggest thing we have to point out is that because we know that they can revive David, and just because they can do something doesn't mean they should. And so with this, I'm offering a possible theory on how it could work for not only a anime or even part of the sequel game that we are going to get 10 years from now. So let's dig into that. But before we get there, I have to actually read a passage from the Cyberpunk Edgerunners handbook. Now, this talks in particular about Atom Smasher's bio within the handbook, and they've added some context, and it's a lot of fun. So take a listen. Rumors place him in Arasaka's Night City HQ when the nuke went off. We know this. He was clearly fighting Morgan Blackhand at the end of things, and then when the nuke went off, we don't know what happened to Atom Smasher, like initially in the source books, but and then of course we see him in the anime and the video games, kind of confirming that he is, in a matter of fact, he's alive. Morgan Blackhand is the only one that's kind of left to a mystery, and it's up to Mike Pondsmith when that character will be utilized in any way, shape, or form moving forward. Fingers crossed, it is soon. Anyways, if so, the metal bastard survived the blast and he fell off the radar. For the next few decades, stories of an unstoppable metal juggernaut running ops circled the globe. How much is true remains a mystery to this day. All we know for sure is he's currently back in Night City after years away. Or, and this is a big or, someone claiming to be him is. Maybe the real Atom Smasher died during the nuke and Arasaka brainwashed some poor FBC, or more than one, into believing he's a genuine article. Weirder things have happened. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, as I mentioned this previously, I love to take little paragraphs like this and twist it into possible theories moving forward. Of course, this brings up a lot of questions about Atom Smasher and whether or not the one we see in the anime and or the video game is if he's a clone or if there are multiple clones of Atom Smasher. It would make kind of sense given he is a big tool for Arasaka, not only in how strong and capable he is, but more so in the figurative speaking, how menacing he is, and he is the boogeyman of Night City, for example. Who's to say he's not like that for other HQs or cities that Arasaka is operating in? So that's very smart on Arasaka to do. But I digress. That is a topic all together. That is a topic for another video. Let's not talk about Atom Smasher any further. So how does this relate to David Martinez? Well, the theory that I had in my head was simple, that they would simply brainwash David Martinez into becoming the main antagonist, kind of like think of the Atom Smasher of the Cyberpunk sequel or Cyberpunk Orion that we're going to get a few years down the road. And what makes it so interesting is that his story can actually be one that is compelling and or sad, that also fits the theme of the Cyberpunk world where there is tragic and despair all around. So hear me out. What I would like to propose is what I believe could be a story that works. And of course, I'm willing to hear you guys out. So let me know in the comment section down below about what you think. So here it goes. They revive David Martinez and he's turned into a brainwashed FBC working for any megacorp. Doesn't have to be Arasaka. Could be Militech. Could be Kang Tao. Maybe Arasaka sold him to the highest bidder. Who knows? So now with this character roaming the city, feeling or thinking that he is a agent working for a specific megacorp, he becomes the antagonist for Cyberpunk Orion. Here, as the main character, whoever it is, we encounter this menacing enemy, and we come to find that he is throwing snippets of possible cyberpsychosis, possible brain damage, given characters like David and Atom Smasher are a little bit loopy. So, maybe simple interactions where you beat him in a fight and he says something like, all I wanted to do was make everyone I loved happy. The one I think would be really fun is if you wear the actual Edgerunners jacket and he reacts in such a way that you understand that either this is David or this is someone that knows something about David Martinez. That'd be awesome. So then you come to find at the end of the story that, let's say that this enemy is actually David Martinez. And of course, given that he's now gotten his memories, he goes out full bang and helps you at the end of the game. Now, is this a trope that has been used over and over again? Yes. But I think this is one of the ways that they can actually revive David Martinez that is meaningful, not only to those that watch the anime, but those who played the game, because now we have something that ties all of us together and pulling on our heartstrings, feeling bad for this guy, the one we've been fighting throughout the entire game, only to find out that it was the character that we all fell in love with in the anime. So with that, I would like to hear what you gonks think. I mean, not gonks, I'm just kidding. Edgerunners, what do you Edgerunners think? What do you choose think about this theory? I know it's a little bit obviously too soon to come up with possible stories for Cyberpunk Edgerunners, but I think if they really were to touch a character within the Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime, the story needs to make sense. And this is one of those things that makes sense for me. And maybe like in my intro, I talked about copium. Maybe this is me not being able to come to terms with the fact that David is actually gone. So there is that. But again, let me know what you guys think and feel about this in the comments section down below. Do you think this fits the theme of the Cyberpunk world, where you take a once happy and positive character who fell and, of course, died for his friends, only for him to become the enemy and antagonist within the sequel. So with that said, that is my theory. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And I appreciate that all of you guys have watched and clicked into this video. If you made it to this far, I believe this is going to be my last video for the year 2024. So again, thank you for those who have subscribed. Thank you for those who continue to interact with in the comment section. I love it. I love talking. I love trying to engage with you guys and seeing what you think and feel about my outlandish, delusional theories when it comes to the videos that I produce. Again, thank you, Chooms and Choombas. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and sub button for more Cyberpunk content. I will see you Edgerunners in the new year. Bye.